Happy freaking New Year, everyone. This is, of course, my first video of the year. I would have uploaded earlier, but I've been super ill. My name is Just Weavile, and welcome to my Pokemon Wi-Fi Battle series, where we try to bring out the potential of every Pokemon there is. Let's get started. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun. Turtle Owner 101. So they're going to lead off with Arcana, the cat, the Meowscarada, as I led off with Toxicroak. So this is not the best matchup for my opponent, if it's not the Zoroark. Gotta remember, it could be the Zoroark. So do we risk it for a chocolate biscuit and go for a close combat? I say yes. Let's go for it. They go for a U-turn. So they are a Scarfed Meowscarada. We know that for sure because we're Scarfed. So that's good to know. Now, what are they going to go into? They're probably going to expect a Poison type move. They could either go Magneton to take the Poison type move, or they could go Zoroark to take the Fighting type move. What's it going to be? Anti-Foot. Who's Anti-Foot? The Blastoise. That also works if it's defensive. We go for close combat. It's definitely the Blastoise. Takes it like a champ. All right, cool. So Toxicroak did get some defensive drops, but it did good for the first turn. Did good. They are, in fact, a leftovers variant, so they're not going to be shell smashing on us, which is good to know. Probably more of a defensive variant. In which case, I'm going to go into Hooper. Hooper seems like a good option because we can go for a Thunderbolt, take it out. So we'll withdraw Toxicroak real quick. Like so. They wouldn't go for a flip turn because obviously dry skin. And I could stay in and go for whatever I want to. Iron Defense. Okay, so that's fine. Iron Defense is fine. Hooper's so big. Like, why is it so big? It's massive. Anyway, they went for their Iron Defense, so they're probably a body press set. Let's go for a Thunderbolt and just, like, try and take it out. They withdraw. Okay, so they don't want to take a special move, which is fair. They haven't got a ground type. They're going to go into Jimmy Freeballs, which is going to be the Magneton, right? Yeah, Magneton comes in nice and shiny. We go for that T-Bolt. It's still a bit of chip at the end of the day. A bit of chip, nothing too drastic. We can take any hit from this thing, and I am tempted to stay in and go for a Dark Pulse. I think I will just stay in and go for a Dark Pulse. We outspeed anyway because it's a Magneton, and we do a lot of damage. They go for a Thunder Wave. That's fine. That's fine. Thunder Wave is fine. Hooper doesn't need its speed in this game, necessarily. I'm going to go for a... just going to stay in Dark Pulse because they're probably going to Volt Switch, which they do, which we can take because we're AV. And we get a free Dark Pulse on whatever we want. Now, it depends on what they think we're going to go into. Now, if they assume we're going to go for another Dark Pulse, they'll probably go into Meowscarada. But getting chip damage on that is still going to be really useful. And we know it's Choice Scarf as well. That is the Meowscarada coming in. Arcana. However you pronounce that. So we get a bit of chip on it with Dark Pulse, which is nice. That does a lot of damage as well. Wow. So now, we're going to switch out. So we're going to go into... Kroger makes the most sense. Toxicroak makes the most sense because it resists both stabs. But we don't want to get knocked off. They're probably going to go for a U-turn anyway. So, do we want to go into Toxicroak? I say we go into Toxicroak just because I'm expecting a U-turn because it will KO the Hooper. I suppose we're going to Terra Fairy, Terra Blast there. But I'd rather do this. They go for a U-turn as expected. It's going to turn them into a Bug type. And boom. They go into whatever they want now. Now, if we assume they're going to go Blastoise... we should Thunder Punch this thing in the face. Anti-Foot comes in. That's going to be the Blastoise, right? Yeah, it's the Blastoise. No, he's not. It's the Zoroark. Okay, Zoroark comes in. We could Terra Ground Earthquake here. That could be cool. Or we could switch out. We know it's the Zoroark, so we know a Hyper Voice or a Shadow Ball is coming our way. So is the best thing to go into Gliscor because it's especially defensive? Or do we risk the Hyper Voice and go Goldengo? But they could go for Shadow Ball. That's the problem. I say we Terra Ground Earthquake. Screw it. I say we say screw it. I say we say screw it. And we go for it. We go for the Terra Ground Earthquake. If it KOs the Zoroark, I'm going to be happy. If it doesn't, it's whatever. It's not the end of the world. I'm pretty sure if it's not Specs, we live a Hyper Voice. So we go for the EQ. It's Terra Ground boosted. Boom. Should do a lot of damage to the Zoroark. Oh, we get a crit. KOs. We get a crit. I don't think the crit mattered because Toxicroak got a base 110 attack and it's Terra Ground boosted. So I'm pretty confident the Zoroark went down there, but I could be wrong. But either way, we get a crit. Whatever. Toxicroak balling. Arcana comes in, the Paldea champion. Now we're going to expect a Flower Trick. They might go for a knockoff expecting the Goldengo to come in. I'd rather still go into Goldengo because Goldengo ain't doing too much for this game anyway. It does actually, because the Dragonite, if it's a Dragonite's Dragonite, we want to keep that air balloon intact. I say we go Cryogonal and we sack it off, because Cryogonal ain't doing anything for us. Cryogonal isn't doing anything for us this game, so we'll go into Snowflake, and there's always the chance to go for a triple axe or predicting the Gliscor. They went for a knockoff, which is fine. That's going to turn him into a dark type, and it's going to nearly KO us. Yeah, nearly KOs us. Knocks off our heavy duty boost, but now we know they're going to go for a knockoff. We can just go ahead and just... Well, we'll freeze dry just in case, but they definitely go for another knockoff here. There we go. Knockoff comes through. So, that's awesome. What we're going to do now is... we're going to go for a switch into Gliscor, I want to say. Yeah, Gliscor makes sense. And we'll go for a Protect. This does give them a free switch into whatever they want. They're probably going to predict the Protect and go for a switching move. We know that we go for a Protect here every single time. Yeah, Protect comes through. Yeah, that's fine. They do stay in the try and knock off, because if you get the opportunity to knock off a Gliscor's poison heal, then you would do it. You know, you would definitely do it. So that's something to watch out for. So anyway, this thing is a problem. We're going to have to go for a knockoff here. And the reason I'm going for a knockoff is because A, I want to knock off this thing's item, but also I want to knock off an Inviolite on the Magneton, or any item that they might have on the Dragonite or the Blastoise or the Greninja. They withdraw now because they can't knock off our Toxicroak. Well, they can, but it won't matter. And they're going into Anti-Foot, which is the Blastoise once again. This time it is the real Blastoise because the Zoroark is a DED. We go for a knockoff, get rid of them leftovers, which is going to be great. And they're probably going to go for their Iron Defense strat. In which case, I'm going to go back into Hooper once again. This time. And we're once again going to go for a Thunderbolt. I don't care if the Magnezone comes in. The Magnezone is on its last legs. So we'll go Hooper now. We do go for the Iron Defense strat, which is fine. They should outspeed us still. Unless they're defensive. They might not outspeed us. Let's go for a T-Bolt. They withdraw. Okay, so they're withdrawing. Are they going to go into the Magneton again? Jimmy Freeballs comes in. That's fine. Jimmy Freeballs comes in. That's fine. We go for a T-Bolt. That's going to do a little bit of chip. Nothing too drastic. Now a Dark Pulse will KO. So I'm going to go for it. And even if they go into the Meowscarada here, which is a likely scenario, they go for a Discharge. That's fine. We go for a Dark Pulse, and that should KO the Magneton. Yep, Hooper's coming through for us right now, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome stuff from Hooper. Paralysis never stopped anyone. Well, you know, any Pokemon. Doofy comes in. Who's Doofy? Dragonite. Interesting choice. So this thing is going to definitely do its shenanigans with the Dragon Dance and all that. I'm probably better off going into... I'm probably better off going for a Terra. Probably better off going for a Psychic. I'm going to go for a Psychic. They go for a Scale Shot, which is probably going to KO us if they're loaded dice. Which it looks like they might be. So they're a Scale Shot set. That's interesting. That is very interesting. So with the Scale Shot set up, we're in a decent position though, because they've only got a speed boost. They haven't got a Dragon Dance boost in boosting its attack. So we can just go Rotom here and burn it, which would be nice. So we'll go Bosch right now. The Rotom Wash. Physically defensive AF. So let's go for a Will-O-Wisp now, and hopefully we don't miss. They go for a Dragon Dance in our face. So now they're +2 speed and they are +1 attack, but they are low on defense. So we don't miss the... We missed the Will-O-Wisp. We missed the Will-O-Wisp. That's happened way too many times. Let's go for another Will-O-Wisp because we should still live a Scale Shot. Scale Shot comes through. Yeah, we still live that. And let's get a crit, which I'm hoping they don't. I'm hoping they don't. Come on, don't do it. They hit 4 times. That's great. Don't miss the Will-O-Wisp. Don't miss the Will-O-Wisp right now. Please don't miss the Will-O-Wisp. They're -1 defense, -2 defense. We hit the Will-O-Wisp, which is great. Right, the loaded dice, we know that. So the burn is going to stay. They're not going to be Lumberry. Unless they're getting really lucky with the Scale Shots. They're not. Okay, so that's great. So we get the leftovers recovery, which is awesome. So now our best bet is going to be Gliscor, I'd say. And the reason being is that we want to... It's going to go for a Dragon Dance again. I know it. They go for another Scale Shot here, right? No, they go for another Dragon Dance. I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. They go for a Scale Shot. That's fine. Taking out Rotom here is not the end of the world because Rotom's already at low HP and it can't really deal with a lot of the threats on the team right now. So going into Rotom Wash here and letting it go down is fine by me. So Rotom goes down. They get another speed boost and another defense boost, but their attack is halved. Well, their base power of their moves is halved, but they're still +1 attack. So this thing could still become a threat right now. A very big threat. However, we can go into Goldengo now, like so, and put an end to that, which is what we're going to do. So we float in the air with our air balloon, which is awesome. They can't Earthquake us. If they have Earthquake, we go for a Make It Rain, and we just do a lot of damage to this Dragonite. Scale Shot comes through. It's going to do no damage. The air balloon pops, which is fine. They haven't got multi-scale, so there is a chance that they get KO'd here if they're max speed, max attack. There is a chance to get KO'd here. So Goldengo could be saving us from this Dragonite right now, which would be awesome if it did. There we go. They hit 5 times. It still did no damage. Lower the defense even further, but give them a speed boost. So Gliscor can handle this if Goldengo can't. But Make It Rain doesn't get the KO, which is unfortunate. Now, there is a chance we live the Earthquake because of the burn. But do we want to risk Goldengo like that? We can still use it, right? For the Blastoise specifically. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Gliscor once again because I'm expecting an Earthquake. So we withdraw a Gold Rush, the Goldengo. And we go into our Gliscor, who can definitely handle this Dragonite now that it's burned. They go for an Encore. That wouldn't have even worked on Goldengo, which is hilarious. But they get burned, which is awesome. Now all we have to do is we don't even need to KO it. We can set up a layer of spikes and we'll be golden. So let's set up some spikes. Bit of late game spikeage going on. They go ahead and withdraw. And they go into Frogger, which is the Greninja. It's shiny, so we know it's not Battle Bond at least. Spikes comes through. Now there is a good chance that they are choiced. So if they're choiced, we know what to do. So I'm going to go for a Protect right now and scout to see what it's going to do. Protect comes through. Are they going to go straight for a Pump? Probably. They went for a Dark Pulse. So Dark Pulse is fine. That transforms them into a Dark type. We're not going to knock it off because we want it to be locked in if it is locked in. Which it probably is. So we're going to go for an EQ here. They go for a Dark Pulse. They are locked in, which is good. We're going to take that like a champ. We go for an Earthquake. We're not going to knock it off because we don't want it to be able to switch up moves right now. And we're going to get some Poison Heal back, which is great. So now, Meowscarada can't switch in. Dragonite can't switch in. But it can, but it'll get burned. And the Blastoise is on its last leg. So I think it is time. So they go for a Surf. Oh, they actually can switch up moves. But it doesn't do much damage to us. We go for another Earthquake. Awesome stuff. Down goes Frogger. They must not have Ice. They must not have Ice Beam. Otherwise, that would have been the best bet there. Ice Beam would have been the best bet. So Poison Heal comes through, which is awesome. Meowscarada is probably the best bet with Triple Axle, but I don't know. Arcana comes in. There we go. Nice and shiny. Spikes do dig in, of course. Our best bet's going to be going for a Protect, really, isn't it? So we go for a Protect here all the time. Because we know this thing's Choice Scarf, so we may as well go for a Protect. And if I can knock it off, then that'd be amazing. Protect comes through, which is awesome. We'll see what this thing's locked into. Triple Axle. That's fine. We know it's locked into Triple Axle. We know it's an Ice type now. All that wonderful stuff. So now, what we can do is, we can safely go into Goldengo. I'm pretty sure. Pretty confident in that. Let's go into Goldengo now. Withdraw. Oh, okay. So they withdraw predicting the switch. And they go into Anti-Foot the Blastoise. But we're still fine because this thing gets hurt by Spikes for a start. And Goldengo does outspeed and KOs with Shadow Ball. Their last chance is Meowscarada, really. That's their last chance. So we go for a Shadow Ball here every single time, and it should KO the Blastoise. If it doesn't, we can still take any hit from it, no problem. Shadow Ball comes through. Goldengo coming through. Boom. They go for a Flip Turn. Right, that's fine. Flip Turn's fine. Doofy comes in. That's going to be the Dragonite, right? But it's going to die to the burn, right? Yeah, it dies to the burn. So they're just sacking it off so they can get a free switch into Meowscarada, I guess. Even though they already had one. I personally would have gone into Meowscarada straight away. But you know what? It is what it is. It's a misplay in my opinion, but misplays happen. It's not the end of the world. Arcana comes in. I make them all the time, after all. We know this thing's going to go for a knockoff here. No, I don't think it is. I think we go for a Shadow Ball and let it go down. Interesting. So they go for a U-turn. This Goldengo right now is forcing them to go for a nice and powerful knockoff. Because now they go into Blastoise. This thing dies to the spikes. There we go. That dies to the spikes, which is awesome. Anti-Foot goes down. And Shadow Ball comes through. So that does nothing, obviously, because the Blastoise died on impact. Now they have to go for a knockoff to KO the Goldengo. They have to. They have to go for a knockoff here. Which means Toxicroak can finish the game off. So let's go for a Make It Rain. There's the knockoff. Big knockoff coming through. Boom. Takes out Goldengo. That is fine by me because Gliscor is in the back there ready to KO this thing. And so is the Toxicroak, which we're going to go into because Toxicroak can definitely take a hit. Can definitely take a knockoff, and then we just go for a CC. So Toxicroak comes in, we go for a close combat. They go for a knockoff, knocking off our Choice Scarf. They get a crit! That's just so unfortunate. Poor Toxicroak. Toxicroak really wanted to finish this game. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So Dracula comes in now. And we go for an EQ. Let's go for an EQ now. They go for a knockoff once again. Does no damage, obviously, but it knocks off our Toxicroak, which is going to get healed back anyway. Earthquake comes through. That's the best bet. Takes out the Meowscarada. That was a very close game. A very good game. We came round down to the timer as well. GG, Turtle Owner 101. That was a fun one. I did enjoy that thoroughly. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Reese. So they're going to lead off with Catapult, the Hisui and Electrode. And their team is very Hisui. Like they've got Hisui and Arcanine, Decidueye, and Electrode, which is pretty cool. They've also got the Galarian and Zapdos, which is awesome. So this thing right off the bat, we're going to catch you off guard with a Gunk Shot because we are Choice Scarfed. So I'm going to go for the Gunk Shot right now. They did not expect it. No one ever expects the Choice Scarf Toxicroak. No one ever expects the Choice Scarf Toxicroak. Grievous comes in. Who's Grievous? The Zapdos. Okay, Zapdos comes in. We don't outspeed. If this thing's Choice Scarfed, which it could be, we don't outspeed. So we're going to have to go ahead and switch out into Goldengo. Goldengo can definitely take a Brave Bird from this thing. If they do switch up moves and go for a knockoff predicting the switch, that's a really good play. So that'll be good gain to them. Goldengo comes in, they float in the air on the air balloon, that's awesome. They go for a knockoff predicting the switch, and it nearly gets the KO on the Goldengo, which is really a shame. We can't switch out either. We can't go into Gliscor because we'll lose our Toxicroak. We're just going to have to hold this L. Goldengo won't do too much for us this game anyway, to be fair. So let's go for a Make It Rain just in case. They go for another knockoff. That's going to take out Goldengo. So that's a good play on their behalf. So it's a bit of a volatile game. It's KO for KO here, which is what we like to see sometimes, you know? Right, so if they're locked into knockoff, we should go into something that doesn't really care about knockoff. I think we're going to Rotom here because they haven't got a ground type, so we can just Volt Switch freely. So I'll bring Rotom in nice and shiny. And looking at the squad, I'd say their best bet's probably Galvantula to come in or Decidueye. I'm going to go for a Volt Switch regardless. They go for a U-turn themselves. They are not Choice, which is good to know. Very good to know. We can outspeed it with a Goldengo Toxicroak. And they're going to go into what exactly? Danger Sense comes in, which is Galvantula. Nice and shiny. We go for a Volt Switch. It's going to break a potential Sash, which is awesome. And it means we can freely go into whatever we want here. So I think what I'm going to go into to take on the Galvantula is probably going to be the Toxicroak, right? Or the Gliscor to get the spikes up. Because they're going to go for Sticky Webs, no doubt. They've got Defogger in Hisui and Decidueye. They've got two flying types, which don't affect by spikes. Is it worth it? That's the real question. Or do we go Cryogonal to stop them from setting up Sticky Webs? Gonna opt to go into Dracula, the Gliscor. Get the poison while I can, so it doesn't matter if I get knocked off by the Zapdos later. And I'm going to go for an Earthquake. I don't see any reason not to go for an Earthquake other than the fact that they can bring Skarmory or Galvantula in. Galarian Zapdos, sorry. They go for a Sticky Web, which is fine. We can get rid of that later. They haven't got a Ghost type. Earthquake comes through. And that doesn't get the KO on the Galvantula, but it's in range for knockoff, which is what we want to go for next. That way, if they switch out, which they haven't, they had Terra Blast. They could have Terra Ice there. Oh, wow. Wasn't expecting that, but they didn't Terra, so it's fine. Knockoff comes through, it takes out the Galvantula. I think they just wanted to get the Sticky Webs up there, which is fine. Makes a lot of sense. And we lock off their Heavy Duty Boots, which is awesome. Elysis comes in. Whatever that, I didn't pronounce that right. I definitely didn't pronounce that right. So Decidueye comes in. This thing is a bit of an interesting one. I don't know what it's going to do. So I'm going to go for a knockoff, just to get rid of its item. They go for a Swords Dance, so that is now terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. We go for a knockoff, though. We get rid of whatever item it's holding on to right there. And that is going to be the Scope Lens. So it's a crit rate. Ooh, okay. Are we going to see some Focus Energy stuff right here? I don't know. What I do know for sure is we got to switch out. No, we can't switch out. What do we go into? What do we go into? What do we go into here? Unless we sack off Rotom. No, we can't sack off Rotom. If we get Hooper in, we can just go for a Psychic. No, because I'll have Shadow Sneak or Sucker Punch, one of the two. Which will definitely KO us with the Swords Dance up. Gonna have to go hard into Rotom and I hope they go for a Swords Dance again, which they may well do. And then we can try and get the burn on it. That's the game plan here. So we'll go Rotom now. And if we die to a Leaf Blade, so be it. They go for a Trailblaze. Oh, crap. That is bad. That is bad right there. That is bad news for us. So it all comes down to Toxicroak. It all comes down to Toxicroak here. Because Croakius won't outspeed because of the sticky webs. Crap. But we can live both stabs and it's seen Trailblaze. Will they have Brave Bird? Would they have Brave Bird? Let's try it. Let's go for it. Let's go for the Gunk Shot. Let's see if we can do it. They're going to Terror. Okay, so they're terroring now. Are they Terror flying with Brave Bird? That's the real question. Real question. They're Terror Fire. So now Gliscor is an option to get rid of this thing with an Earthquake. Gliscor is an option. Triple Arrows comes through. Doesn't KO us, which is nice. We hit the Gunk Shot, which is really nice. And that does a lot of damage. So what we can do now is we can... this is a tough one. Hooper's going to be great for taking out that Skarmory. We need that. They're going for a Triple Arrows here. They might go for a Leaf Blade to switch things up. We might have to let Toxicroak go down here, to be honest with you. It dies to an extreme speed anyway. Doesn't KO the Zapdos. I think we just let it go down. I think we let the Toxicroak go down. They go for a Sucker Punch anyway. That's going to KO us. So I could have switched out there, but I didn't know they were going to go for a Sucker Punch. They get a crit. Don't think the crit mattered. Definitely didn't matter. Gets a +2. And we're a Toxicroak, not exactly the most bulky thing in the world. Okay, now, Gliscor can deal with this now. It's only at +2. So Gliscor can definitely deal with this. So we just go for an Earthquake here and take it out, right? They go for a Trailblaze, which is going to do no damage. That must be their only Grass Stab. Well, yeah, they've shown Sucker Punch and Triple Arrows already, and we've already known it Trailblaze. Yeah, it's got to be Trailblaze. It's their only Grass Stab. So we get the KO, which is nice. The critical hit didn't matter. Didn't matter. And now I think we're at enough health where Gliscor can carry the team a little bit here. A little bit. We get the Poison Heal as well. So we're back to nearly full, which is awesome. Starscream comes in. Is that going to be the Skarmory? Skarmory comes in. So this thing is probably going to want to get its hazards up. So I'm going to go for a knockoff to get rid of what item it's got. So we go for the knockoff like so. Rocky Helmet is gone, but it does hurt us in the process. And they go for an Iron Defense. Okay, so this is not good. This ain't good. Poison Heal's going to come through. Now, do we care about the sticky webs right now? We do, because Hooper needs to outspeed certain things. I think we have to go into... No, I don't want to forfeit. We have to go into Cryogonal here. And I don't think they'll body press straight away. I think they'll go for another Iron Defense. That's like my thought process here. They're going to go for another Iron Defense or a Roost, one of the two. So we go Snowflake. They do go for a Spikes. That's fine. Cryogonal can Rapid Spin those away, which is great. Now they're probably going to go for a Body Press. In which case, we always go for a Rapid Spin here. We still go for a Rapid Spin here. Get rid of those Spikes and the Sticky Webs. We don't want those on our side of the field. To slow our Hooper down. They go for a Body Press that's going to KO Cryogonal, no doubt. Yep. So Cryogonal goes down. So this is a bit of a volatile game because our best bet here is Hooper. They can't Terror. They can't switch anything in. We go Hooper, we Thunderbolt. We go Hooper, we Thunderbolt. Yeah, we Thunderbolt here every single time. Thunderbolt comes through. We haven't Terrored yet, which is great. So if the Zapdos wants to go for a U-turn, if they want to come in and Zapdos U-turn, they can do. Jet comes in. Is that going to be the Arcanine? It is. So this thing wants to smash me in the face with a Head Smash, which we don't want. We don't want that at all. But can we switch? It depends what set it is. If it's banded, we can't switch Gliscor in. I don't wanna. I kind of want to Terra Fairy. I want to save that. We're going to need... Hooper's going to be the key to winning this game. I'm going to go Gliscor. We need to know what Arcanine set this is. So we're going to Dracula. Like so. They go for that head smash. Is it banded? Oh, it's hard to tell. I say we go for a Protect here. We go for a Protect just to scout. Just to see what we're up against here. They go for a head smash again. It's obviously going to fail. We don't live another one, do we? Do we have to go for a double Protect? I think we have to go for a double Protect, to be honest with you. Because I'm Terra Water. That's not going to help us here. Going to go for a double Protect. We got the double Protect. Yes, let's go. Let's go. I never try and do double Protects, but I have in this instance. Because I just need that little bit more health. There we go. I still think we died to a head smash. Let's go for an Earthquake and find out. Let's screw around and find out. Head smash comes through. There's always the chance they could have missed it as well. No, it takes us out. So I think Arcanine finishes the game here. Not gonna lie. Let's go into Hooper once again. Boom. There is the chance they missed the head smash, in which case Psychic's our best option. So I'm going to go for the Psychic right now. They don't miss the head smash, which is fine. KOs the Hooper, and that is going to be the game. So GG Reese, that was a fun one. That Arcanine came in clutch at the end there. That was really cool. I really like that one. GG.